Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I would just like to talk to you about the MAC Dusky Rose x9 palette. Now I'll just pre-warn you, it's not going to be a good review. I didn't get on well with this palette at all, so if you don't want to watch it, that's fine, just click out. And yeah, it might be quite negative, but it's just my personal thoughts on this palette. You might love it, and if you do, that's great. But for me personally, I didn't like it at all, which I did actually tell you in a previous video. But before I go into that, I would just like to apologise for not making more videos. I know I've been kind of MIA for the last 2 weeks now. I've recently got a new job. If you're following my social media, you'll already know about that. So I've been kind of like engrossed in learning my new job, and YouTube and also my blog, I've taken a backseat to that, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm hoping to at least upload now once a week. I should be able to manage that. I mean, when I first came back to YouTube, I wanted to do it like at least 2, maybe 3 times a week, but if I'm being realistic, I don't think that I'm going to be able to manage that. Not yet anyway. So anyway, let's crack on with the video, or with the review should I say. That's not it. I've got dupes as well for this palette. I don't know if you know about them, but I'm quite excited to share them. So this is what the MAC palette comes like. It's great packaging, it's small, travel friendly, you know, I can't fault it for that. It's stylish as well. The colours look amazing. So just looking at the colours, it's an amazing palette. But when you actually go to swatch the colours or apply the colours on your eyelids, even with my MAC paint pot, I've got it in soft ochre, which I'm actually really loving. This eyeshadow doesn't last long on my eyelids, so this is why I'm giving it quite a negative review. So the first colour is a highlight colour, which is fine, you know, they're not supposed to be super pigmented. That's what that looks like. Obviously I can't show you because my skin tone is probably about the same eye colour, about the same. My skin tone is the same as that colour. So the middle colour is a really nice bronze colour. I really do like that, and that is the only eye colour in the I keep saying eye colour, eyeshadow colour in the palette that makes it worthwhile keeping hold of. So that looks like that, really nice. But even that eyeshadow colour, you have to apply it like twice just to get the right pigmentation, and even that's not enough. I'll do a third swatch of it. So that's what it looks like. That's 3 swatches, and even that it's not super pigmented, but that's fine with shimmers anyway. I normally use my MAC Fix Plus to give it more of a metallic look. That's what I like to do with my eyeshadows. So moving on from that colour, we have this darker brown here. This one is really patchy. It's more like a black rather than a brown, but on one swatch, just look at it and you can't blend it out even more than that. If I try and blend it out even more than that, it applies to nothing. So we'll swatch it a couple of times just to be fair. And it's just ridiculous is what it is. It's a bit of a joke. So that's that. I'll just get rid of those eyeshadows so I can swatch the middle row. So the middle row is this really nice, it's kind of like a transition colour, not a transition colour, a base colour. It reminds me of Beaches and Cream from Makeup Geek. that one is really smooth, so I think that would work as a base colour. So, you know, at least I'll be able to use that one and that one. And then we have the middle colour there. That's a transition colour, well, kind of like a crease colour, transition colour, whatever you want to call it. Again, that's a smooth colour, but again, I've swatched it there and you can barely see it on my hand. The last one is a shimmer colour, very smooth. That one's not too bad. It's not swatching up as a shimmer, but it isn't actually too bad. So there's 3 colours in the palette that I can actually use. Now we're getting to the bottom row. I'm not really a big fan of this colour anyway, but it is quite a smooth eyeshadow, but I don't like it, and that's what it looks like after one swatch. I'll do 2 swatches so you can appreciate the proper colour. It's just, there's tons of fallout from that eyeshadow. And then we've got the middle one, which is another shimmer, but this has got tons of glitter on it. So again, there's a lot of fallout with it, and it's very grainy to the touch. Do a couple of swatches so you can see it. So that is that one there. Again, not a big fan of that. And the last but not least on this one is the brown there. Feels smooth, but it's very patchy. That's 2 swatches of it. So even though you can build the colour, it is very patchy when you build it. And also, I don't have time for that in the morning. I bought this palette as kind of like, because it's quite neutral, I thought it'd be a good palette for work, but it's just not. And also, this palette, I think originally when they first brought them out was £30, then they put it down to £25. I just don't think it's worth the money. I mean, I know MAC are known for their eyeshadows and their lipsticks. I've only tried one of their other eyeshadows and that was fine. It wasn't anything that I would rave about, but it was fine. I do like the lipsticks. Not all of the lipsticks. I like some of the matte ones that they've got, but I'm not a big collector of it. If, like I said earlier in the video, if you love this eyeshadow palette, then that's fine, you know. But for me personally, I wouldn't buy any more of these. What I would buy some more of, if they bring any more out, is these. Now, as you can see, they are a complete dupe of the MAC ones. In fact, it looks like you get more product in the W7 ones. Let me just... Right, so that's what they look like. The W7 one is obviously... They've duped it. They've duped the matte one from the packaging to the writing in the middle. Now, I have seen... also Primark have duped it, so that the brands copy one another, but I haven't bought the one in Primark because it didn't have neutrals, and I am such a neutrals girl, so I bought this one first. This one is Arabian Nights, and I bought it because I was curious about the pigmentation of the palette and how it would compare with the MAC one that I bought, considering there's such a huge price difference. There's like £22 price difference. The MAC one was £25 and this one was £3. So I didn't think this one would stand up to the MAC one, even though the MAC one wasn't great. So I thought this one would be pretty bad. I have used W7 products in the past and I've been really impressed with them. So yeah, I wanted to try this, and I'm going to do swatches for you. So this middle colour here is, again, it's it would make a nice base colour after you put on your primer. So that's that. You can't see it on my hand, but it is swatched there. And then we've got kind of a nice highlighter colour there. That's the colour that I use for my brow bone and inner corner. And I'll see if that swatches. Again, it doesn't swatch great, but that's there. I think you can just make it out. And then, sorry, we've got this middle. Sorry about that. Just my mum come in. We're having dinner tonight, so I'm just going to quickly run through these eyeshadows. Now, I think it's definitely a dupe for the MAC one. Not in colour, fair enough, but in the way that it's laid out. So this is the W7 Arabian Nights, and then so the first colour in the palette is this. It's kind of like a cream colour. It would make a really good base colour for your eyeshadow. So I'll just run through the colours. Right, so you can't see it on my hand, but it's that one there. And it blends out really, really nicely. And then the second colour in that row is a highlight colour. Which you can't really see either because I'm so white and pasty, but that's that one. Now for that highlighter colour, what I tend to do with it is put it on my brow bone and inner corner of my eyes. The third one is a really nice crease colour, and that's just a very, very light brown, really, really smooth. Again, it's not showing up, so I'll just swatch it twice. That's that one. Now some of these eyeshadows are patchy, but they're not coming off as patchy as the MAC one that I have. The middle row is another nice highlighter. I just need to get this eyeshadow off my fingers. So this, you can use this as a highlighter as well. Yeah, that's more of a highlighter than the one that I talked about previously. This middle colour here is a really, really nice gold. Turns out really, really well when you put Fix Plus with it, and makes your eyelids look really metallic. Then the end one is a really, really nice brown to deepen your crease. That's how dark it is. Really, really nice. Again, patchy, but it blends out really, really well, as you can see there. And then on the bottom row there, these are where it gets a little bit patchier. So you've got a really nice kind of bronze colour there. It is very, very choppy because of the glitters in it. So that's that. And then you've got the darker colours there. So the first darker colour is like a brown black. Very smooth, but it is very choppy, you can see, and there's tons of fallout with it as well. But it does blend out quite nice. Blends out quite nice. And then there's a darker one as well that has glitters in it, and I think I found the same problems with that. So that's the last one in the palette. That one is actually better than that one to blend out, and they both look like they're the same colour. So that's the last one in the palette, and then that's the second to last one. But yeah, I'm really, really impressed with these palettes. They're like £3 from eBay. Also, they do them in TJ Hughes now. So if you're looking at getting a MAC one, I would definitely try these first. Or if you've already got a MAC one and you want to compare them like I've done, then yeah, I would definitely head down there. They've got 4 different ones. So they've got the Arabian Nights one, which is that one, which is the one I tried out first. And then they have got the Midsummer Nights one, which is this one. And I actually think I prefer this one, even though I've not used it. I'm going to do some quick swatches for you. What I did before is I was doing some swatches. I thought my microphone was on, and my microphone wasn't on my camera, so there was no audio, so I have to film it all again. So the first colour in this palette is a really, really pretty gold shimmer colour. Really nice. So that's that one there. And again, what you'd need to do is definitely get some MAC Fix Plus or a primer, just to give it more pigmentation. But you would expect that with a low budget brand such as W7. I do that with the higher brands as well, to be honest. Then we have this really, really nice, you could use that as a crease colour. So that's that one there next to it. And then this one here is another brown. You could use that as a crease colour as well. They're all really, really smooth, and they all blend out really, really well. So you go down to the middle row, which is this one. And then you have a nice copper colour, really, really smooth that. Super pigmented. You can see how pigmented that is compared to the light gold there. So yeah, that is definitely going to be one of my favourite colours. And then you have a brown there next to it. That's very, very choppy. I think it would blend out okay. Yeah, it's blending out fine, but you need to be careful when you're actually putting it on, because it is very, very choppy, and you need to blend it out well. And then next to it is another dark colour with glitters in it, which will probably be the same. Yeah, it's a black and it's got gold glitters in it. Chalky when you first apply it, but when you blend it out, it blends out really well. And then the last row of that palette is another dark brown there. So it's a really good colour for the outer V. That's that one there, if you can see it. And then there's a really, really nice kind of maroon cranberry colour, which looks like it's a shimmer there. Very, very smooth, looks super pigmented. It's not as pigmented as the bronze colour, so that one isn't as pigmented as that colour, but still a really, really pretty colour. That's that one there. And then last but not least, there is a darker, like brown cranberry colour with glitters in it, and that's a matte, but it does have glitter in it. So yeah, I really, really like this one. I prefer this one over the Arabian Nights. Now this one does have a couple of matte eyeshadows with glitter in them. If you're not into that, then you might want to stay away from this palette. But there are two other palettes that W7 have done in this range. There's a purple one and there's a blue one. They also do them at TJ Hughes, so you don't have to order online from eBay. I think they might have been a little bit more expensive in TJ Hughes though, but obviously you know you're getting the real deal. These, I got these from eBay and they are real. They came sealed, so I'm not worried about that, and I don't see why anyone would want to do fake copies of W7 because it's such a cheap brand to buy. But yeah, these two are definitely my favourites from the range that they do. I hope they bring more out in kind of a neutral collection. This one, I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. I might try and sell it. If not, I'll just use the colours that I want. It's such a shame though, because I had high hopes for the MAC one, and I just feel like I've given it such a negative review, kind of a bashing, which is not really what I wanted to do. I wanted to tell you all how much I loved it, but I'm not going to lie about a product, and this, for me, I could say a lot worse things than I have. I just didn't like it. It didn't work for me. The shadows weren't pigmented at all. So yeah, I would recommend the W7 ones over these, because not only are you getting more product, if you look, so in both palettes you get 9 eyeshadows. You can quite clearly see that the eyeshadows in the W7 palette are a lot bigger than the ones in the MAC palette. Let's just have a look at product information if they have it. Total net weight for the W7 the Naughty 9 is 4.5 grams, 0.15 fluid ounces, so that's what you get in those ones. And then the net weight for the MAC one is 0.8 grams and it's 0.02 US ounces. So it's quite clearly you get more in the W7, but then you would think that you would anyway, because it is the cheaper brand. I thought I was getting a really good deal on the MAC one, but obviously not, as most of the eyeshadows don't apply well. So I'm sorry that it's been a bit of a negative review on MAC, but yeah, please don't hate me. I know that some of you probably really enjoy using them, but it isn't for me, and this is definitely a product that I've regretted buying. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Please like, please subscribe. If you've not already checked my blog out, it's beautywithandrea36.blogspot.co.uk, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.